Gigs, the Hijabi gamer here, and first off I wanted to thank Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers for having me on his live stream on Saturday. It was a dream come true for me. See, when people look at me, they normally don't see geek or gamer, so to be accepted and acknowledged by someone I consider to be an authority on all things geeks and gamers, well, it meant a lot, so thank you for that. In addition, I understand Jeremy is a bit of a Switch fan, so I thought I would show this off. I did mention I do have a Switch Lite. You will rarely find me without this. I usually take it everywhere I go. But in addition, I have a regular Switch that usually sits on the dock. It does have a Destiny skin on it. I'm still hoping we will one day get Destiny and Destiny 2 on the Switch, and I'm really hoping for a Vanguard amiibo collection. So, Ikora Rey, Commander Zavala, and Cade 6 as amiibo. Please, Bungie, talk to Nintendo. That would be amazing. But that's not all. In addition, I recently picked up this beauty. This is the Mario Anniversary console. I also have, from a while back, the Animal Crossing console. Which oddly, I'm not even a really big Animal Crossing player, but this is a gorgeous console. Now, the latter two are my retirement Switches. Not because I'm hoping they will go up in value, then I'll be able to sell them and retire on the money, but because I plan on playing them after I retire. My backlog is so huge. My dream goal is to, when I retire, be that little old woman in the nursing home playing non-stop video games and throwing controllers at anyone who gets too close. I probably won't live long enough to finish my entire backlog. Anyway, the big topic that everyone is talking about is International Women's Day and Star Wars, and the fact that Disney managed to, again, snub the fans. Seriously, I'm beginning to think Disney goes online, reads what all the fans are saying, and then does the exact opposite. Maybe we should all get together and collectively state how much we hate Luke Skywalker, because then Disney is going to take out of it the opposite and put a ton of Luke Skywalker into everything. Seriously, it's getting silly. They are clearly doing this out of spite, which is stupid because that's not how customer service works. And this is coming from someone who is a warehouse employee in a store. If you were to, maybe, you know what? How about hire me, Lucasfilms, and pay me the millions? Because clearly, I would do a much better job than the people you have. And rule number 1 is, you don't insult your customer. I mean, they have Aunt Beru, but they don't have Cara Dune. I'm surprised they didn't put my cat. She's probably a Jedi. I don't know. It just amazes me how much Disney goes out of their way to insult their fans. They clearly don't want money. I'm at a loss. I am right now. So I gave up on the EU after I found out it was no longer canon. That's one of the things I liked more about Star Wars than Star Trek. In Star Trek, the novels are not canon, but I loved the novels. Star Wars, I love the novels as well, but after Disney bought Star Wars, I figured I wanted to get into their new universe. But then I saw The Force Awakens, and now clearly Disney is doing everything they can to spite their fans. So I'm seriously considering just forgetting all of the Disney Star Wars and going back and rereading the EU books. Now, I didn't personally buy them because I was working in a library at the time. But I'm really seriously considering going back to that at this point and just forgetting about Disney Star Wars. However, in addition, I wanted to bring up my thoughts on International Women's Day because it will undoubtedly surprise a lot of people. You see, I've never really seen the point to International Women's Day. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that women in the past have had to deal with a lot of adversity to do the accomplishments they've managed to do. However, in the last 50 years or so, my experience has been, I mean, I'm not 50, but my experience has not been that. So, as a child, first off, I will admit, I didn't really care about any holidays that did not involve taking time off from school. Don't get me wrong, I was a good student, but you still looked forward to that day off. Now, as an adult, the only holidays that really matter to me are Muslim holidays and holidays that bring in the customers. So holidays that have sales. Like, President's Day. International Women's Day does not get customers into stores. But in addition, as a child, now, my Middle Eastern, Arab, Muslim father, when I was growing up, never told me there was anything I could not accomplish because I was a girl. As a child, I wanted to be an Air Force pilot because I wanted to be H.M. Murdoch from the A-Team. The fact that Murdoch was a guy did not matter to me. I even wrote a letter to the Air Force Academy when I was like 12 years old. Yeah, they even answered. So, thank you, Air Force Academy. You guys are awesome. I still wish I could be the Air Force. But even after that, I decided I wanted to be a trauma surgeon. I was even a pre-med student. Again, my Muslim, Arab father never discouraged me. In fact, he encouraged me a lot to work hard. So, it's because I did very poorly in organic chemistry that I never got to be a doctor. But I have volunteered in the ER, and I've even volunteered in ORs. There was a special program for pre-med students. I was literally 2 feet away from someone's open chest. So for me, International Women's Day is sort of like celebrating the fact that I have brown hair. Or at least, I have brown eyebrows. For all you know, the hair underneath this headscarf is purple. Or blue. I'm not saying it is. But I'm not saying it isn't either. Anyway, so to celebrate the fact that I'm a woman, as if it's some kind of accomplishment, I'd rather celebrate things that have real meaning. Doing well, succeeding. I don't know, just things that actually take an effort. The fact that I'm a woman just as a happenstance of birth. To be, my gender is just, now keep in mind, I'm not one of those people who doesn't think there's no genders. I'm a woman who happens to like video games. I was always a bit of a tomboy growing up, but it never made me doubt the fact that I'm a woman. It made me realize that women don't have very good taste in video games, but other than that, and the fact that, I was never discouraged from doing anything. The fact that the gender of my heroes didn't matter to me. Like Ghostbusters as well. I loved Ghostbusters. I didn't need to see female Ghostbusters to think I wanted to be a scientist. Not at all. Me and my brothers, we ran around with proton packs. We ran around, we would pretend we were the A-Team. And because the only cool characters on the A-Team were guys, yeah, I pretended I was H.M. Murdoch. But it didn't mean after we were done pretending that, I didn't have a problem with it. So I wanted to put that out there because I'm sure it'll surprise people to understand that, some of the strongest women I know live in Egypt. My grandmother, who died recently, in her 90s, she was basically like, my grandfather would basically just give her the paycheck. My uncles would fall apart without their wives. In fact, it's an ongoing joke among Muslims that the women want you to think we were oppressed because we oppress our men. That's a joke, but like I said, don't get me wrong. I know there are also women who are horribly treated in Muslim countries. But me growing up in the United States, a Muslim and a woman, I was never put down because of it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you found this interesting. Like, comment, subscribe. Share it with Jeremy. I'm sure he'll like the beginning, especially the part with the switches. You could still get the Mario Edition Switch. I've seen it in some stores. And hope to see you around.